This is a bad idea. Like, a really, really bad idea. Should we be doing this? It'd be so much easier to not do it. Nervous? Aren't you? Don't you have any idea what you're doing? There is. There is so much that could go wrong in this. And so much more that could go right. It's. It's a really, really big gamble. And. I. I don't know if I'm ready for it. If this doesn't work how we intend, if there's some kind of loophole or something that I didn't know about, I could be ceasing to exist. No. No, honey, weirdly enough, we don't all have to die someday. I am a demon. A succubus in particular, but I'm not mortal. I've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. This is risking that for me. Death is not something I've had to face until now. And how do you live with it? Knowing that nothing is permanent. Yeah, I know it's a heavy thing to ask, but look, can you just give me a straight answer with it? I kind of really need to know. It's weighing on my head a lot, and I feel like my stomach is twisting and churning, and you're the one who's supposed to be the nervous mess, not me. I'm supposed to be the cool, confident one. I'm supposed to be the capable one. And yet here I am, like a bottom in a kink club. I didn't say anything. Silly. Okay. It's just not worth dwelling on? Really? Do you just forget the fact that your life isn't permanent? That all these moments and memories just fade away? It's long enough to not really need to worry about it. Okay. Well, again, if there are issues with this, you'll be damning your soul forever, and I will. Well, I can think of two bad outcomes, maybe. Well, this plan of yours, ours, it relies on a loophole of ownership. Okay, three things could maybe happen. And one really good thing might happen. The really bad number one is that the moment I step inside, I immediately piss off an angel, and they come down and they smite me into dust, and I cease to exist. Yeah, shockingly enough, angels are kind of sticklers for rules. They tend to have a bit of a stick up their ass, and are a lot scarier than I am. I may be a demon, I may be capable of a great many things, but in the face of an agent of heaven, I am. Well, I'm like how you are to me, in truth. Bad option two this goes really poorly, there is a loophole that I was not made aware of, and a greater demon can simply snap me out of existence and instead notice that you are in violation of some kind of rule, law, or statute and take you away. It's a lot, I know, but are you still okay with that, even with that risk? I can't ask you to just do something like that. Thank you. You are probably the sweetest and kindest mortal I've ever met. Not many would be willing to sacrifice so much for, well, for someone else, really. Oh, yeah? You have your own selfish motivations, too? And what might that be? Really? Really? You're gonna make jokes like that right now? At a time like this, when I'm a nervous, sweating mess? Okay, fair. I did smile. True. Ugh, fine. Yes, I feel a little teensy bit better. Doesn't change the fact of what's happening, and it doesn't change my question. Are you seriously willing to do this? Thank you. I really mean it. Thank you so much. Okay. So there's also option 3, where things go according to our initial plan, but due to some kind of goof or link or divine punishment or something else, I am either transformed into a mortal, you are transformed into a demon, or one or the other. Oftentimes, communions and bindings like this are meant to be a permanent of equality. So, if there is an inequality between two, it is sensible and oftentimes mandatory for that inequality to be balanced out in some way. Whether it be bringing you up in a way in terms of the length of life that you lead, or bringing me down into yours. I'll be free. I'll be able to make my own decisions and do what I must, but I will no longer be able to afford the luxuries that come with immortality and being not from this plane of existence. And then option 4 is things go as we initially planned, and there is no issue. All is well. It's a lot less than 50-50 that things go our way. This is broad strokes for options of what might happen. There are so many fine details to go over, and things that we likely missed, and things that I haven't been able to see or glance at or understand or... What? You just put your hand on my shoulder and looked at me. What? How can you say that with so much certainty? How do you know that things will end up okay? I trust you? I do. It's not that I don't trust you. I wouldn't be going this far if I didn't trust you. I'm so scared. You're right. You're right. This is good. Okay. It's doable. We shouldn't sit on this. The longer we sit on it, the longer it'll take, or the sooner somebody will figure out what we're planning and try to intervene. So, fingers crossed I don't burst into flames or get struck down immediately. Huh. Okay. I'm alive, so that's a start. Okay. This might work. Honey, you'd be in the same position as I was, and it's probably the same state I am in, if not worse, were you to know just how dangerous what we're doing is, at least for me. Okay? I have been told all my entire life that if I step foot into one of these buildings, poof, that's it, gone. And the only way to get this binding ritual done is if we do it in here. Yeah, that's what this is, isn't it? It's a binding ritual. Do I have to call it that? Okay, you're right. Names, in fact, do give things power. Fine. If we're going to actually get married, we need to move fast. I technically am an officiant, though not fully legally at least, but spiritually in some ways. I spoke with the priest earlier about our strange situation, and shockingly enough, he was willing to help show me what needs to be done in order to make this work. So let's do this. And if we could hurry it along, I would not like to stay in here any longer than I have to. Despite the fact that I'm not on fire, I do not feel comfortable. Okay. There should be a thing. Here it is. Okay. Chalice. Check. Okay. Next is, do you have the rings? Yes, wonderful. Okay. We're gonna be doing, this is gonna be a little bit awkward. Come here and give me your hand. Hold out your hand. This is going to sting for just a moment. I'm sorry in advance. Okay, let me get the words right. Okay. First things first. Your hand again. Okay. Hold it steady. I'm sorry this will sting for a moment. Okay. Hold on just a moment. Not for mine. Fuck. Okay. Hold on to my ring. I'll hold on to yours. And when I give you a nod, we exchange, okay? Hold my other hand. And I need you to repeat after me, okay? Let's do this. De sanguine mortalium, et sanguine immortalium. Commutatione horum elorum. Et cum votorum permutation. Teste coelio et exilium infernum. Pronantelior amantes eternum. I think it worked. I feel lighter. Skin is still red. Hooves are still here. Thank you. Come here. Mm. Oh, I love you. Hi there. Thank you so much for listening to a very special episode and finale of my series, Fire and Brimstone. I will see about maybe doing more in the future, but for now, this is pretty much the completion of that little story. If you liked it and want to give your thoughts, please feel free to comment down below. I love hearing from every single one of you, and I do my best to respond. It also really helps me out in the future. At the same time, if you'd like to see more content, kind of like this, or more like it in the future, you're welcome to subscribe. And at the same time, I also have a link to my Discord down below in the description, where we do fun movie nights, hang out, talk video games, and all kinds of other fun stuff. If you're interested in more adult themed content, you're also welcome to check out my Patreon. Link is down below in the description as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a lovely morning, evening, or afternoon. Mwah.